by Claire Margetson for the Mail on Sunday. Hello truth seekers, and welcome back to our channel, where we reveal the hidden horror behind the shine of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's glittering new life. Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. It is I, your Royals roast reviewer of choice, and let me tell you, I have one very spicy one brewing right now. Are you sitting down? Because here comes a scalding hot take that the crown may never be able to recover from. This one is not for the faint of heart, guys. Now, before we venture into the stormy waters of this revelation, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe and notifications button. You do not want to miss what we have coming your way. It is explosive stuff your way. Well, let's, for conversation's sake, speak of the Duchess of Edinburgh now, shall we? The Duchess has often been described as an unsung hero within the royal family, and time again Sophie has proven that she is a force to be reckoned with in her own right. The spotlight-seeking Sussex pair carry on with their victim narrative, and this lady has been holding true, displaying a level of grace and class in which those two could only wish to reach. Well, not to mince words here, dear readers. Remember the frosty look, the dagger one suggesting disdain, that Sophie shot at the turncoat twosome at that Commonwealth Day service in 2020? A glance that seemed to say, I do know what you're up to, and that I am not having any of this. Can you blame her though? Sophie has always been rock solid within the royal family and has stopped at nothing to be able to do her duty even when the going had become unbearably tough. Her dedication to the crown and undeniable allegiance to the Queen have distinguished her as the aristocracy standard. Harry and Meghan hog headlines with explosive stunts, but Sophie is doing her bit with impressively little fanfare. So let's pause and ponder the drastic difference between these two groups. At one end of the spectrum we see the antics of Harry and Meghan, who appear to maneuver themselves for the greatest media coverage literally every time they appear. Their exit from royal life, Oprah interview, and series of subsequent public statements have cast them as permanent victims of an old, unyielding beast. Professional sports competitors then describe how badly they crave privacy, just as long as they are the center of attention. Then there is Sophie, who exemplifies the subdued strength and elegance of what we expect from a member of the British royal family. She definitely has faced her share of challenges, and she has done so with a level of grace that is inspiring. These priorities and values stand in stark contrast with her extensive work with charitable organizations and her devotion to her family. Sophie's struggles with royal life is intriguing to watch. Her response to be unfazed and function under high-pressure circumstances is a strong reflection on her character. The Sussexes may snatch the headlines, but it is Sophie who really represents the true royal wife. So as we follow what is happening in the institution of monarchy in its own real-life drama, let us also remember to give thanks for those who work tirelessly behind the palace walls, rarely appearing in the newspapers or gossip columns, and in the process help to uphold the dignity and traditions of a monarchy that strives to modernize while still balancing the future with the past. Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, is one such bright spot, and it is a story worth telling. It was the event that heralded the end of Harry and Meghan's time as royals. This was their one for the road, their final blowout before they walked away from the pursuit of duty and tradition and replaced it with the incessant complaining of bored millennials and massive, overpaid Netflix contracts. Sophie, the poor sweet child, got to see everything. Sophie had seen some of the fissures already, the barely concealed antipathy Harry and Meghan held for the institution of which they had sworn to never let down. For an instant, her cold eyes said everything, with a single gaze to the one she had often trained upon him, the unfolding betrayal as real as if she had actually seen it with her own eyes. It wasn't just a passing glance, it represented a profound feeling of disappointment and quizzical scrutiny she had for that comment. However, it was also the saga that never stopped, with every subsequent Sussex offense, tell-all revelation, or explosive interview only fueling Sophie's loathing of the Sussex state of affairs. For example, the funeral of Prince Philip. She just stood still as Harry left the chapel, saying nothing, making no effort to nod politely or make forced pleasantries. The aura of silence was telling enough. jumped to celebrations of the Platinum Jubilee last year. Although the royal family was trying to appear as a united front, Sophie could barely conceal her frostiness towards the Sussex presence. The careful expression on her face belied the panic behind it, and the comment is likely a none too coded display of her disdain for just how big an ass Barnes is making of himself for all the world to see. It was also a demonstration of unwavering loyalty to the monarchy and a vivid display of sense of duty that ran to her bone marrow and beyond. It captured the traditional values and loyalty of the old guard, a marked departure from the accusations they saw the Sussexes of forsaking tradition for personal gain. Sophie's silent but lethal disapproval was blatantly clear during every public opportunity and every public occasion. As time went on, their break with Sophie grew increasingly pronounced. The persistent nature of their revelations and public avowal only steeled her spirits more. Privately, one was praised for their coolness in the face of such provocation, taken as evidence of Sophie's clear understanding of the gravity of her place in the royal family. The Sussexes chased the limelight, and Sophie remained dignified, steadfastly silent in the maelstrom. In the face of more scandals and ceaseless media coverage, Sophie stayed strong. She was a rock, the embodiment of the bedrock values and traditions that had underpinned the institution for centuries. In the garb of a personal protest, Meghan was defending the lasting legacy that should preserve the monarchy. In the end, Sophie's quiet and dignified presence during the Sussex saga epitomized her. It rooted the family's deep splits and reinforced the potential for their disparate methods, values and futures. Through it, Sophie's icy stare and calculated silence did indeed say a lot about just how deeply loyal she was to the body she worked for. So then, you might wonder, why does Sophie have an evident dislike of Harry and Meghan? Well, dear viewers, it's actually a very simple answer. Ensuring no celebration to the treachery and self-serving exhibited by the Sussexes, she is a person of moral fortitude, a guardian of the realm. Unlike the spotlight-hungry duo, Sophie recognizes the real value of duty and service. Sophie knows that royalty is more than just business and attention, it is about putting the institution and its people first. She is the symbol of a resolute allegiance, working selflessly in the service of Crown and Commonwealth. In an age where Harry and Meghan claim to be the victims of their royal family that Sophie once devoted herself to serve, it brings Sophie's world crashing down. People's inability to cope. Lady Sophie will not let them present a bad image to the family, you can rest easy. Sophie's not being petty or jealous, she's angry, and she's right to be. So many do not deserve to carry this burden of knowing there is nothing more selfish than watching two entitled individuals give the middle finger to 2,000 years of tradition and selflessly run for AT&T and Guinness Book of World Records. Sophie, in a loose crown, spent a lifetime honoring the royal family values and duties, appreciative of the fact that privilege needs to be earned. Granted, she has seen the sacrifices that royals before have made to keep the institution looking honorable and stable. To see Harry and Meghan spurn this legacy is deeply infuriating. Which brings us to the real heart of that matter. I mean, let's face it, Harry and Meghan have done plenty to make her livid. But from the airing of grievances and accusations against the royal family in the Oprah interview, to Harry's tell-all memoir, Spare, and on, they've pulled out all the stops to expose the royal dirty laundry and pull in on the royal connections. It's a complete affront to the very meanings of the monarchy, but Sophie, bless her, wears her heart on her sleeve. Sophie's position is not primarily royalist, at heart it is defense of the principles of duty, honor and service. She has watched as their behavior has driven a wedge between the family and the country. She knows the value of unity, and the bad press the monarchy gets from arguing in public. So to all the harpies snarking about the cost of her fur tug-of-war, don't expect this countess to apologize anytime soon, whatever Harry and Meghan may or may not have done in their determination to drive a coach and horses through centuries of fine service and honor. Sophie, in addition to, is extraordinarily dedicated to her royal responsibilities and has gained all kinds of respect from those in the royal world and the public. Frequently behind the scenes and out of the limelight, she has dedicated herself to an extensive list of charitable activities. Because it says a lot about her personality, it signifies how she really sees to be a royal. Indeed, this sets a stark contrast: Harry and Meghan's quest for the spotlight and the bottom-line end of their royal connections needs versus Queen Elizabeth's comparatively reserved life as a 21st-century British royal. To put a finer point on it, the disdain for Harry and Meghan that would fuel Sophie is not merely a matter of individual lifestyles, but of broader contempt for the values imperial power has upheld for centuries. Her anger is a righteous one, coming from a place of nobility and duty, a noble-like answer to the call of service, to the call of standing up for what is right as she reflects the resilience and integrity of the monarchy, proving that her position in the royal circle is not just for privilege, and that to rule is not all about titles but about dignity and standing for a greater cause. This is a tough one. Jasmine is not one for fake smiles or hollow pleasantries, not when the very institution she has sworn to protect is at war with itself. In these turbulent times, Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, has become the embodiment of honesty and backbone. Until then, the chill and withering glares ensue, I implore. Other than that, let Sophie symbolize all the moral outrage of the monarchy, the walking, talking challenge that Harry and Meghan have thrown down. Because, in the end, there is one thing you all need to understand: loyalty. Out of the Sussex duo who abandoned duty and tradition to amble down the path of self-entitlement and media pillory, Sophie is loyal to the royal family. Her standing firm on this is not so much a personal statement as how you should actually properly support monarchy. It is powerfully symbolic. Sophie is a light in a world where commitment and loyalty are becoming increasingly obsolete, and her generosity and spirit will be missed greatly. In every facet of her public life, she has shown herself to be devoted to her royal duties, and Sophie is determined to be a working royal until the very end. She works tirelessly behind the scenes, supporting countless charities and initiatives all aimed and funded to improve the lives of the common man. Indeed, this woman chooses to do, rather than say, showing a quiet, implacable resolve that couldn't be further from the Harry and Meghan circus, vacillating all fleshy and hopeful between tittering and scolding and ensconcing. Sophie has shown how much she recognizes how important her job is, and how much she really does want to help others. To the Duchess of Edinburgh, I say, keep that chin up, girl, and keep those haughty glares coming. Melania, you are a true royal, not me. You are right to detest the Sussex circus. The move displays their unwavering allegiance to and reverence for the old customs that have always been the foundation of the British monarchy. What you have demonstrated in the face of adversity is inspiring and needed. Harry and Meghan, beware. The day of rushing to the limelight and stabbing in the back was over. You have now not only worn Sophie thin but also the previously unshakable members of the royal family, and they are ready to take you on, without fear. Now seems you must face the cold hard truth. Your ties have been cut off, and there is no way back. The Queen's judgment is clear. For the traitors, zero mercy. In the care of figures such as Sophie, the royal family is not only an embodiment of history, but also a living, adapting, breathing institution that flexes and changes, but still values what it has always valued. Words such as loyalty, responsibility, and integrity are not just words but values that govern their behavior. In holding firm, like the Duchess of Edinburgh does, she sends a powerful signal to any who would seek to undermine the monarchy. It is an institution that is greater than any one individual, as the custodians of the monarchy are equally steadfast. Sophie is a royal in the grandest tradition, and symbolic of everything that makes the monarchy great. Her cold glances denote not only disdain but also a determined adherence to family tradition and pride. She therefore preserves the stature and continuity of the monarchy by upholding the same principles. Crown is a legacy upheld by crusaders like Sophie, sailing steadily in notices, let it ring, not a neutral sign but the language of inheritance. May the ice-cold contempt continue in all due course. Well, keep staring, audience, let your sardonic surrounding rush down, for it is nothing except a deserved wrath chaperoning over a sight of two privileged persons sullying an oath into which they entered voluntarily. They are nothing short of the ultimate betrayal, a violation of the values and traditions that make this nation and the monarchy what it is, what they are. What you just saw is a sad scene that makes one wonder, how did we get to this point? Here's to Sophie. You're loyal and committed to the monarchy with your voice and your defiance, and we all respect it. Through these stormy days, your commitment glows as a ray of hope and a signature of consistent dedication. The way you face adversity and criticism head-on is amazing. You are the epitome of royalty, grounded amidst the storm, firm in intellect and in spirit. Stay strong, hold your head and take a stand in such a blatant betrayal. You have the backing of the people and they are clapping at your courage and inner spirit. What you do rings so true with men of tradition and the valorous ones. Tell me what you think in the comments and how you view it. However you feel will be an essential part of your response to this drama, and we are looking forward to your thoughts. Do you think about the state of the royal family and where they are going? Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel for more amazing stories and fascinating revelations. We bring you the latest coverage about the royalty and ensure you give a deep look to their lives. Please like and share and subscribe here to stay informed of everything going on in the world of the royal family. Every like and subscription helps us offer the royal content you love and keep you up to date with everything you need to know about the British royal family. Thanks for watching. We appreciate your support and engagement. Come back here soon for other great news about the royals, along with the rest of the royals too. Be sure to catch the next installment where we delve deeper into the controversies and highlights that are defining the monarchy. Adieu for now, and safe passage.